Sports Avenue Twisted Podcast. Rob and Rocky talks everything sports.
Welcome to another edition of the Sports Avenue Twisted Podcast, and we have a special guest, and we're all smiles today because he was in our podcast last year, around this time, probably a little bit before that, and he was going through the transfer portal from Pittsburgh to St. Joe's, and now he's a professional baseball player, and we're honored to have Andrew Gaines back once again, and dude, congratulations, man, on being drafted by the Brewers. But we'll get into all that. But it's an honor for you to have you on, and congratulations once again.
Yeah, thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Last time we talked, like Rocky said, you were just entering the transfer portal, and getting drafted is awesome, man. We're so happy for you. We're excited you could join us again, man. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. And when we talked to you last year, and there was a lot going on with you, right? Like you're trying to do whatever you can to succeed, and you were in Pittsburgh the year before you transferred to St. Joe's. To talk about that transition, what was that like, going from one school with a different program to another school that's a little bit of a bigger program?
Yeah, I mean, when I left Pitt, I knew I wasn't going to be. I knew I wasn't going to be in like the Power Four schools. I knew I was probably going to be in like a mid-major school, and I was, perfectly fine with doing that. I was already before Pitt, I was already at Iona, which was a low major D1 school. So, I was just trying to find a home that like I'd be able to pitch at, and that'd be closer to home because like 5-hour drive wasn't ideal every weekend for my parents. But so I ended up, going to St. Joe's. I was really appreciative of Skip, our head coach, giving me the opportunity after not having a great year at Pitt, and, just having the belief in me. And, when I committed, we didn't have a pitching coach at the time. And he said that, you just got to trust me to hire one. And he hired an awesome pitching coach, Scott Bochy's. He played with the Mariners in the minor leagues for a while. He's just like a great guy, younger guy. Like my first call with him was, I'm not a dictator. You're gonna come here and do what you've done, and we're just gonna like help you get even better. But the transition was so smooth. I knew a bunch of guys who were there and who were transferring there. And it was just and it was a really smooth transition for me. So I was really happy with that.
Was there like an ultimate decision, like feeling like this was the most comfortable program that you wanted to play compared to everywhere else that you thought about going?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was between St. Joe's and another school. And, St. Joe's was known for, putting out a good amount of draft picks and giving guys opportunity. And, when I train at Baseball Performance Center back home, and I talk with them and talk with St. Joe's, and they were going to let me, do my thing when I get there. Because I still wanted to work with, Baseball Performance Center while I was at school, and they were really cool with that. And Skip was awesome on the visit. He was a super laid back coach. He loves baseball, and that was like the right decision for me.
What was your main focus heading into the season and on improving your game? What did you work on in the off season prior to attending St. Joe's?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in the summer that I transferred to St. Joe's, like previously at Pitt, I was not confident in myself. I was just caring about what everyone else thought. I was scared to go out there and pitch. And that obviously does not help you get where you want to be. And, last summer was kind of like me, getting my confidence back. I had to make myself believe I was good again. And it was not easy, but, right when I got to St. Joe's, right when we started doing, live at bats, I started feeling better. The biggest thing was I always had good stuff. I just needed to get in the zone. And it was the summer was tough for me because I went to go play summer ball, and I was still struggling a little bit. And I got home from summer ball and I was training, and I still was kind of, timid, making mistakes for no reason. There's no reason why I should have, been scared about it. I just had to like create a mantra for myself. And every day I would like write down my mantra, and ultimately ended up helping me. And then I got St. Joe's. The fall was so much fun. Got a whole lot better. Just wanted to go out there. My main goal was to just be consistent every time. When they were recruiting me, they're like, "We need a closer." I'm like, that's I'd love to do that. And like when you're a closer, you need to be consistent all the time. So that was the main goal, to be consistent every time I got out there, and I think that really helped for the season.
Well, you talked about your coaches. You talked about Scott Boches already. Talk about your manager as well, Fritz Hamburg. How much has he been a big help for you, especially this past year, and getting your game up and improving your game overall?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the biggest thing that he did for me was just give me the opportunity. I was a transfer coming in, I had 1 year left, and there's not a lot of time to develop in a
Yeah.
whole year, and he just gave me the opportunity to go out there and pitch, which was really what I needed. And he always had my back, and he knew that I had a good changeup, and he wanted me to keep throwing that, and that's what ended up being my best pitch. And he just had like the faith in me, um, and I'm just like I'm in debt to him forever. He, gave me this opportunity, but like all the time, he always had my back. We had this little thing before every game, like I go up to him and chest bump him. I mean, he's not the youngest coach in the world, but he's tries to, you know, like get in with us. Like every 6 a.m. lift, he was there at like 5:20. Like this guy does not sleep. He loves baseball. He loves to win. He always had our backs. And one outing, it was a midweek game. We had to win the game to go play at Citizens Bank Park, and I kind of made the situation too big in my head. And I kind of walked a couple guys. I ended up getting the save, getting out of it. We got to go play at Citizens Bank, and we won that game. But he just kind of told me, he's like, there's no reason to make a situation too big. Like you've done this before. So, that really helped me. And, the next outing was good, and I just kept on building from there. But he just kind of instilled confidence in me and trusted me. And I just really appreciate that.
When you were working with Scott Boches, was there anything that you worked on mechanically with your fastball changeup combo, and were there any other pitches that you guys worked on together to try and add another pitch?
Yeah, I mean, I came in there with the fastball, changeup, cutter, and a curve, and the main thing for me was to just get the stuff in the zone, And I think he really helped us with that because he made everyone in the fall do athletic catch play. So, like, let's just say, like, instead of just picking your leg up and throwing it every time like you're on the mound, it'd be like we do a bunch of ground balls and throw from shortstop. We do like this 4-person drill. You got to catch it, spin, and throw. And I think like the ability to throw from any arm angle and get it to where you want helps you with your command. And he just really helped me like get like linear to the plate. Like my biggest problem was like spinning off and pulling left, but he helped me, get linear to the plate. And he just kind of instilled confidence in me and the other pitchers, and it was great to work with him.
Talk about your debut with St. Joe's and great start for yourself, right? You pitched 2 innings, 4 Ks. What was the school you faced? I'm trying to. Oh, it's High Point. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
you faced High Point, and what was your motto? What was your focus? Like, because you played in other schools in the past. This is, it's a bigger program, a little bit more competition. And
right.
what was your main focus when you made your debut and you kept going and you kept pitching and just nothing but consistency?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew I was pitching that game because we played our Friday game, and I was going to end up going in if it was a closer game. And then we have a doubleheader on Saturday because there's going to be rain on Sunday. I didn't throw in the first game on Saturday, so I know I'm throwing in this game. But like when I went out there, it was just like all the confidence in the world. I think we were up by 4 or 5 runs, knowing we had a lead, but just to go out there and just be confident in my stuff and know that my teammates had my back. And after that, it was just like if I go out there and just be confident every time, I have nothing to worry about.
At your
Yeah.
previous stops, you were a starting pitcher, middle relief guy, and then you come be the guy in being the stopper, and you actually had 10 saves, which is a school record now for St. Joe's. And um, was that something that you just went in just um, into camp knowing that you were going to be that guy, the closer, and just how did the uptick in strikeouts? Because I believe you had like 47 strikeouts that year, and what did you do differently that that caused you to pitch so well? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew I was going to be the closer in the summer. We had a conversation, like when I was on my visit, he's like, "We don't have a closer. We'd love for you to be the closer." I was like, "Love to do that." Got there in the fall, kind of like put me in situations and like our scrimmages as like a closing opportunity. We had two fall games, one against East Stroudsburg I closed out, and one against Navy that I closed out. So I kind of knew going into this, and even like when we started doing live at bats before the season, even indoors. It was they had me going on like a for like one inning on Friday, one inning on Sunday to get used to being available for twice in a weekend. And just like I said earlier, like confidence was the biggest thing. Like once I got that first outing like under my belt against Hot Point, like I knew I was going to be the guy. It was just like I wanted to win because 2 years at Iona, we did not win. Like we won, I think it combined less than 30 games, and then at Pitt, I think we had like 29 wins, but I wasn't a part of it, and I wanted to be like a part of all the wins that we had. I know that I wasn't gonna be able to pitch in every game, but
right,
I think it was just awesome that I got put in the position to go in there for. I don't know how many appearances I had, but I got to finish out a lot of the games, and like being able to finish out the game and knowing that you helped is like the best feeling, especially if it's like a closed situation. That's like the best situation. Starting is cool, but I think, I mean, obviously starting is what gets you to the point where you're going to win. But when someone comes in, they have to
Sure.
put the game out. Like, you don't have 5 innings for error. You have to have your stuff right when you get in there. So um, I think that it's just such like a cool role. And I'm like an antics guy. Like I get all juiced up on the mound, and I just threw my first like, professional outing the other day, and all like the Spanish guys were messing with me because like I kind of get crazy out there, and everyone's like, "This is rookie ball. Like, why are you doing?" That? I was like, "This is me, bro. This is what I do." But
I
I
love
kind
it.
of just went out there and did what I did. Like like teams would talk trash all the time because I kind of have like a little walk to me and I stare into center field. But it was just kind of just going out there and did whatever I had to do to pitch well. You know?
The swagger, man. Nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
Nothing wrong with that as well. And when you mentioned about being a closer, were there any high leverage situations that you had to pitch during the season? Because we know that closers are closers, but even closers have to pitch in a situation where they have to face the toughest lineup uh, during the game.
Yeah, I remember there's a couple times I didn't come in just the ninth inning, but one of the games where I think that was probably my best performance. I came in against George Washington in the seventh inning with no outs, and it was bases loaded. And I threw 3 pitches and I got out of it. It was like first pitch fly out, run on third scored, and then 2 pitches later I had a double play ball, and then after that inning I threw like the eighth and the ninth, and I ended up getting the win. But that was probably like the most like for a higher leverage inning, not being like a close in the ninth. I think that was probably one of the bigger games that I threw in.
Yeah, you accomplished an award during during midseason, the WCBWA Stopper of the Year, and I know that players focusing on, playing baseball. I mean, that's not their mindset of accomplishing goals. But when you received that award, what was that like?
I mean, it was cool. It wasn't like an award yet. It was just kind of like I was on the watch list for the award at the end of the year.
Okay,
But to
yeah,
know that I was like the top 60 guys in the nation who were doing that. Like, it felt good. At first, like, I saw it and I didn't see my name on there. I was like, what's going on? Like, I should have seen my name. And then I ended up seeing my name. I was like, okay. But it wasn't really so much about that. I just, like, the main part, like, I want to win, and it would be like whenever, like, I'd be warm up in the bullpen and it's like, just put me out there. I want to win. Like, I know that, like, my teammates are going to have my back. And, but like, I mean, that's pretty cool to have, but I just want to win and help out as best as I can.
What would you say is the toughest competition that you faced being at St. Joe's?
Yeah. Toughest competition. I'd say the best team that we played this year was probably VCU. We played them in the second to last regular season series, and then I pitched against them in the tournament. I threw well against them, but their whole lineup was like really solid, like really really good hitters. We knew that they were probably one of the better teams in the league. But and then going into the tournament, I didn't throw very well against them. I felt like they kind of had my number. They knew it was coming. I don't know. I did not throw well against them in the tournament, but when I faced them, it was like a battle to get each and every guy out. Yeah, I'd say that they're probably the best team that we played this year.
Talk about your best performances of the year, because the one that stands out to me was in April 17th against George Washington. 3 innings pitched, 4 Ks, right? Would you say that's the best performance? And if so, I mean, what went well for you that day?
Yeah, that was the outing that I was talking about a little bit earlier. That's when I came in, the bases
Yeah.
loaded in the seventh. I think that was definitely one of my better outings. But I also think that some of the other outings, like that was definitely like the 3 innings was the most I thrown that year. But the other outings where it doesn't say on the line, like the box score, the Richmond series, I threw back to back days, and the first Friday I had the flu, by the way, so I was not feeling good. And I had to have like my friend Carson on the team in the bullpen. I had to have him to tell me that I wasn't sick, so I could like think I wasn't sick when I went out there. And I was like as dead as a dog out there. It was bad, but Friday I got there, I get the save, and then Saturday I come out of the bullpen, and they're talking so much trash because the day before. Um, I mean, when I get the save, I celebrate a little bit. I don't think they like that. So the next day I come out and they're talking trash. And it's like, that's to be expected. It's like, you know what? All right, whatever. So I go back out there sicker than I was the day before, and I pitched, and I ended up getting the win. And it was like, that was probably like the happiest I was. And then there's some other days, like one of my best outings, I think it was against St. Louis. I came in the ninth. We were up 1 run. I got like struck out the side. That was pretty cool. Pitching at Citizens Bank was really cool. In the bullpen when I was warming up, like it was not good. I was spraying it, and I get out there and I threw a fastball to like the back of the net, and I was like, oh crap. And then after that, like I get 3-0 to a guy, and I throw 3 straight cutters, and I strike him out, and that was like really cool winning a game at Citizens Bank Park. But I don't know. It was just cool to be in every single game that I pitched. It was pretty cool.
Compare your time transitioning from Iona to Pitt, and then you go to a school that has a pretty good history of developing some big league arms. They developed, I believe it was Jamie Moyer and Jimmy Yacobonis back in the day, and then there were 7 arms drafted in the last 3 draft cycles. So you're going to a school that were you aware of their pedigree when it came to developing when you signed there, and just how did it feel going to a school like that?
I honestly had no clue that I knew like guys who got drafted out of there, but I did not even know about Jamie Moyer until I got there. But I mean, Iona, I think the biggest thing in college baseball is people think that like you're going to college to develop. There's only so many schools in the nation that have like a true like pitching lab and like all these things like, oh, I'm going to go to college and develop. It's like, yeah, you are, but it's more so going to be like you developing yourself. Like there's going to be some pitching coaches that really help you, and then there's going to be some pitching coaches that don't. And I think, like throughout my time, I found out I appreciate all the help from all the pitching coaches I had in college, but the best pitching coach that you need to have is yourself. Because like at the end of the day, they can only tell you so much, and when you're out on the mound, they can't throw the ball for you. So whether like I learned so much stuff at Iona, I learned so much stuff at Pitt and St. Joe's, but I think the biggest thing is you got to know what works for you, and then you just got to do that because it's like it's your career at the end of the day. You could hear a bunch of different things from a bunch of different people. You just got to take whatever works and and if you hear something new that you like you incorporate that. But I think it all just kind of came together at St. Joe's, and I'm just going to continue to work hard. And like even here, we have a pitching lab. I haven't thrown in it yet, but I'm excited to do that. And just kind of talking. And there's some big leaguers here at they're rehabbing right now, and just picking their brain. And when I got here, I think this might be every other guy, but it's like, oh, I just got drafted. Like I think I know everything, and I get here and you're a student in the game again. We've had like hours of meetings with guys who played in the big leagues, sit down talks with them, just kind of asking them. And I think that the best thing you can do is just like be a student of the game, and something that you like, you take in, and something you don't like you don't really need to use because it's your career at the end of the day.
Of course. And now let's get to the point where you're now declaring for the draft. And, it's a big deal, right? And I'm just curious to think like every player in college or in high school, they're declaring for the draft, has a different mindset. I'm curious to see what was your mindset at the time, because when I look back 1 year ago, because you were trying to improve yourself, you were trying to improve your game, and it seems like you accomplished that. And now that you're going for the draft, like what was the thought process being there, and what was your expectation, once you were draft eligible?
Yeah, I mean, it was like even my junior year, I was eligible for the draft. I knew I wasn't gonna get drafted because I didn't have a good year. But my main thought, like everyone was asking me, like before the season happened this year, they're like I forgot who asked. Like even my aunt, like we're at dinner one time. She's like, "What's your backup plan? Like, what's your plan B in case baseball doesn't work out?" It's like if you have a plan B, then your plan A isn't very strong. So like, I never had some in the back of my mind that I wasn't gonna get drafted. It was just like that's my focus. That's what's going to happen. And then like leading up to the draft, like I knew I had a really good shot. Like I threw the ball well. I'm a senior, so I knew I wasn't going to be signed for a lot of money, like a senior sign. And I kind of talked to my agent a bunch of times, and he says we think you'll start getting calls from rounds like 7 to 10. That's kind of where teams need to like save some money for picks down the road in the draft. So I knew that I'd start getting calls in, and like the night. Like first night of the draft, that was like rounds 1 through 4, and then I got a couple calls, asking about rounds 7 through 10, and I didn't hear anything until the 10th round. I'm stressing out. Like my girlfriend was over my house, and my parents were like sitting in the living room. Like I can't do this. Like I need to go. Like I'm laying upstairs in my bed watching. We had to go on like a walk. I'm stressing out, and then I get a call. From a team, and they're like, "We're thinking about taking you." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, yes. They ended up not taking me. Then the Brewers call, and they're like, "We're gonna take you right here." I'm like, "Let's do it." And then the funny thing is, it comes up on the website faster than it comes up on the TV. So I found out on my phone that I got drafted before I saw it on the TV. But it was just such like a cool moment because like a year ago, I got cut from a college program, and um, I was basically told that I had no good pitches, and now I'm getting drafted, and I'll be drafted. And I thought it was just such like a year ago today. I had no clue that this would even happen, and now I'm like right where I want to be. So it's really cool how stuff turns around.
The moment that you heard your name called in the 10th round, even prior to that, who were some of the other teams that you talked to on draft night that had some interest in you, and who was the person that called you and notified you that you were about to be selected by the Milwaukee Brewers?
Yeah, so basically, the teams that called on draft day were none of the teams that like reached out to me before the draft. Like the draft, it's such like a weird thing. I have like it's so confusing. It's kind of hard to understand, but like the teams that I thought I was going to get drafted by was the Blue Jays. Um, Blue Jays. I think it was like the Astros, the Mets, and then like the night before the second day, the Rangers called, and then someone else called, and then the day of, none of those teams called, and then the Giants were the first team that called. They didn't take me. Um, the Brewers called. So how it works is like the Brewers call my agent calls me, and I say yes or no to whatever they're asking
Right.
for. And I told them yes. My agent calls them back. They pick me, and then the area scout, after the draft pick goes up, the area scout calls me. So I actually thought I was going to the Blue Jays though. Like the day of, I was like, I feel like
yeah,
I'm gonna
you
get
can
picked by
as you can see,
I
we're
know.
Jays fans. We would have loved it, right? But yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm so thankful for.
Great spot.
Yeah, I'm so thankful. Like I'm here. Like everyone here is so cool. Like all the other draft guys are super cool. Like the rookie ball guys who are here, some of the rehab guys are really cool, and everyone's just kind of like when you show up, you have nothing else to do other than show up and do your job. Like in college, it's like you gotta clean the mounds, you gotta do all this extra stuff. Like you show up every day and you get to play baseball. It's like this crazy thing. It hasn't sunk in yet still, but it's a really cool experience.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Now you go on your first go around with the Brewers organization, and now you're in the complex. Like, what is what was your regimen going on over there? Who are you working with? Who are the coaches you're working with? And what's important as you continue to grow your game?
Yeah, for sure. I think right now they're still like when you get here, they don't know a whole lot about you. So I mean, like obviously they know like about like your stuff, like how you pitch and stuff like that. They need to get to like understand who you are as a person. And so like this first month that I've been here, almost, it's just like they're learning about you, they're learning about what you like. Like they're not making too many adjustments because it's like we picked you, like we like what you have. We're just gonna get to understand the way that you go about your stuff and like our pitching coordinator, Nick Childs, and our other pitching coordinator, Will Shearholds, were here for like our draft camp, and Childs came back, and they're both really cool guys. Like they're both laid back, and Hyro and Jared, the pitching coaches here, are super cool, and it's like it's not like they get on you about doing your work. It's like this is your career, and even the strength coaches, like they're not going to get on you about doing your stuff. It's like they have stuff for you, but they're not going to be like, oh, you like this is what you need to be doing. You got to be. They're not like that. It's like this is your career, and they're going to kind of let you do what you want and help you throughout the process. But it's just been like a super cool experience. I mean, we have all the supplements in the world. Like we get to eat breakfast and lunch here. Like we get taken care of. We get taken care of.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, when you were assigned to the Arizona Complex League, and you first met with some of the coaches, what were some of those conversations like when you first like actually got in, like how they integrated you into, the Brewers system and being a part of the ACL now?
Yeah, I mean, it was like a quick turnaround. I got drafted on Sunday, and then Monday morning they called me. They're like, "You have a flight on Tuesday morning." I'm like, "All right." So I get here. I get here pretty quick, and it's kind of just like we're sitting around for a day or two. We had to do like our physicals. We had to do an MRI, stuff like that. We didn't get to throw for like 3 days, and the biggest thing that he kind of told us, he's like, "You guys don't. This isn't like a tryout. You guys just got drafted. There's no reason to try and do too much right now because like the first couple of days are thrown are super light. There's like just be yourself. Like we had like a bunch of onboarding meetings, like with everyone, like nutrition, strength, mental performance, the pitching coaches, all the coordinators were there, and it was like a really easy transition. Everyone just kind of just saying like, we're here for you. Like the way that they win is they help develop their guys, because like they explained to us like the Brewers aren't going to go out and like sign huge deals. So, like the way that they make their money is developing their prospects. So like their main focus is to help every guy like become their best self, and it's been pretty awesome doing that.
Talk about your mental preparation from being a college pitcher to a professional baseball player and getting ready to play your games. And if so, if you already played, talk about those moments and your teammates, like some of the teammates you have over there. Like, what is that like working with those guys?
Yeah, I mean, the preparation for my mental part has been pretty much the same. Like I have a book
Yeah.
that I write it. I have like a journal that I write in every day, before and after throwing. That's more like the mental side, like stuff I need to work on for the day, how it went. And then I have like another journal that's strictly just like what I did for throwing. But it's been really cool. I mean, the funny thing is, it's like you get here and you're also here with guys who got drafted out of high school. So like they're 4 years behind of where I was, when I got to college. So it's like this is their college technically for them. So like you're trying to help them out too. Like I'm considered old. Like I was one of the older guys in the draft, other than this fifth year Gavin. But it's just like you're trying to, you know, like give everyone, like you're trying to help everyone because everyone wants to win. And like today I was playing catch with a guy who got drafted out of high school. His name was Keaton, and he's never like played catch with a guy who's thrown hard before. So like we're playing catch, and he's like moving out of the way, and it's like it's understandable because like he's never done that, but it's like cool to see, like, no matter where you are or what team you're on. There's guys drafted at D2. There's guys who are free agents signed from JUCO. It's like you can, like you come from anywhere. It's like you come from playing professional baseball, and you just want to get better. So everyone's bought in on whatever's going on.
Yeah, they say if you have talent, it'll find you, right? So,
That's right. Yeah, it's like
wherever it is. So.
literally like there's like if you're good, they'll find you.
That's right. Yeah. Um, Speaking of that, there were a couple of your classmates or your couple of your teammates that were drafted in the same draft as you. Christian Coppola in the 12th round by the Phillies, and Duke McCarron in the 17th round by the Miami Marlins. And what does that mean to you to be heading along with those guys in the same class? And have you talked to those guys, congratulate them after they got drafted? They congratulate you. You keep in touch with them at all? Or?
Yeah, it was super cool. We had another guy who actually free agent signed like a couple weeks after, but it was like
Very
so
cool.
the draft was on Sunday, and then the next day, Christian and Duke, we both trained at the same facility, and there was 9 guys from this facility who got drafted. So it was like really cool seeing
Wow.
guys. Like I think there was like 7 of us who were there, and like it was so cool, like getting there, and everyone's super happy for you. The coaches are like super excited. All the guys are dapping each other up. It's like, bro, we're about to go play professional baseball. And I mean, even
That's awesome, man.
like Duke and Christian and Cole were all the other guys who got drafted and signed out of St. Joe's. Like it was so cool to see that. Like it's not as easy as it looks. Like people are like, oh, you got drafted, now you're in professional baseball. It's like it's like stressful. Like I remember, like Cole, he got free agent signed, and like we know he was good enough to get signed. It took him like 2 weeks to get signed, and I bet you that like felt so good for him. He got a call from the Rangers, and I think he was on vacation. He had to come home to fly. He's out here in Arizona. Christian and Duke are in Florida, but it's just like so cool to see other guys that get drafted, especially like being on the same team as them.
Very cool.
There was a teammate of yours that you've been a longtime friend as well, and that's Josiah Ragsdale. And
That's right.
thinking that he could have been your teammate, right, for the foreseeable future, he ends up getting traded at this trade deadline. And when you found out about Josiah getting traded, what was your initial reaction when it went down?
I was sitting at lunch here, and someone was like, "Josiah just got traded." And I'm like, "What?" Because we played in high school together. We played in high school together, and then we played at Iona for 2 years. It's like after I got drafted, he was playing a game, but after he FaceTimed me, and he was like going crazy over the phone, like, "Bro, we're about to be teammates." I'm like, "I know, that's gonna be so sick." And then we never even got to play with each other. It's like, dude. So I called him after he got traded, and like he seemed excited because we know a bunch of guys who are with the Cardinals organization, and he was going to play with one of them in their Double A. So it's like he was excited, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. And I know that I'm going to see him in the off season. Like we train together pretty much every day, but it would have been cool to play with him. But um, it's like I think the Brewers big league team just signed like two of our outfielders to like pretty big deals. So I think that it was probably better for him because there's gonna be more opportunity. But like he played so well here, and he's like one of my best friends. So it's really cool to see him happy and like play well. Because last year, like he didn't hit any home runs, and now he's like lighting it up. Like he hit well last year, but this year it's like I think he's at 20 home runs or something like that, which is pretty cool because he's a quick guy too, which people like don't really realize, but I think he has like 20 bags, 20 home runs, and forget what else. But it's cool to see, like it was a big trade too. Like he got traded for big leaguers. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Crazy.
so at this point now, so you're this your season the season for the minors are going to be done, right, relatively soon. Like what's next for you, like, because obviously you're probably going to be still are you going to still be in the complex
I'm
throughout
not
the most
sure.
part?
Because right now, I threw in my first game, the first Bridge League game. It's basically like the complex league, like rookie ball game, um, on Tuesday, and like they usually like they'll send up guys who are older in the draft to go pitch. So maybe I'll have like an opportunity to go pitch in their low A in Wilson, North Carolina for like a month or something like that, which would be pretty cool to, like getting here a month ago and being able to go pitch. That'd be really cool. And if like that's not the plan, then like I'll be here and I'll be pitching, but just to kind of develop and, see what type of plan they have for me and just keep getting better each day.
Are those games out there? They're usually in the morning too, right? Those
Yeah.
ACL games. Yeah.
Yeah. The ACL is done right now. They finished like 2 weeks ago, and now now
Okay.
it's called the Bridge League. So it's
Oh,
basically
you're
like
in the bridge.
more, yeah, it's basically like more controlled now. So like they can roll innings if they want. So like let's say like a pitcher's struggling or he's at his pitch count, they can just say like roll the inning, or if he wants an extra batter after getting 3 outs. So it's like more controlled baseball. And then after the Bridge League, it's like we go to instructs, and then after instructs, we have a strength camp. So it's pretty fun. This is like the type of routine I have at home. Wake up early, go train, and I get home back here around like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. every day. Sometimes I get bored. Like I don't know, like I'll take a nap or play video games with my friends. But it's like this is exactly what I want to be doing. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's actually the question I had for you was what was your day like from morning until like
Yeah,
you just answered it, so it's cool.
yeah. I mean, it's like usually we get there like 7:30, eat breakfast, throw, lift, and then depending upon if there's a game at home, like we'll have to watch that, or if like you're pitching that day, you'll throw in it. But it's not like you get in. I like getting in early and getting home. I'd rather do that than going late and get home late. So I really like the schedule that we're having.
Well, who are the Brewers players, like who are on the main roster, the MLB roster, that's rehabbing with you and you're trying to pick their brains on? Because I mean, look at the organization, man. They're one of the best pitching programs in baseball. Like you look at them, they're such a lab, and picking their brains and learning the knowledge of what's it like, playing in professional baseball.
Yeah. One of the big leaguers that I've been talking to is Rob Z. I actually forget how to say his last name, but like he told me his name is Rob. He's a lefty.
Is that Zastinch?
Yeah,
Zastrinsky or what? I can never pronounce his name, but that's
yeah.
probably
But he's been pretty cool to talk to because he's a reliever too, and it was like
yeah.
obviously when you're going to play pro ball for the first time, like you're not going to be put into the closer role right away. So I kind of asked him like, how do you make the innings that aren't like the ninth inning and you're up by 1 run and just as important as like the sixth inning when like you're down by 1 run, you're trying to keep it where it is, and he helped me like understand that you just got to still go out there and do your job and like make it whatever you need to be in your head to like be in the right frame of mind. So being able to talk to him is pretty cool. And then I got to throw to one of our catchers the other day, Rodriguez, who's like super cool to throw to. I don't know if he's been in the big leagues yet, but he's a AAA guy, and he was really polished behind the plate. And a problem that I have is like I'm like super quick, and he just like helped me slow down when I was on the mound, and that was pretty cool to be a part of.
Well, Andrew, we appreciate you doing this, man. This was fun, and we respect the Brewers organization, what they done. And man, couldn't ask for another addition who could be a major leaguer in the future, man. So thank you for being in this episode. Hopefully, we could have you back once again down the road and continue to witness your journey to the majors one day. But where can they find your journey on social media if anyone wants to follow?
My Instagram is Andrew Gaines _4, and then like I haven't done a podcast in a while, but I have my own podcast. It's called Swinging for Heaven, and it was me and a teammate and I at St. Joe's. It was like a faith podcast, like how baseball players go about their faith with God. So if you want to check that out too.
Yeah, for sure.
No, we had a blast, man. Like, this is awesome getting to talk to you. Like you were one of the first prospects we ever had on our podcast, and to have you back finally as a major leaguer, man, in such a well-respected organization too, like the Brewers, man. So we appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys for having me on.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll make sure that we'll place the description where you can follow Andrew's podcast and the social media information so you could follow his journey and see him in the majors one day. So till next time, take care, be kind to each other. Signing off from the Sports Avenue Twisted podcast on Thursday, August 13th, 2026.
Sports Avenue Twisted Podcast. Rob and Rocky talks everything sports.